Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the news from SABA satellite channel from Marib. Here are tonight's top stories.
Member of PLT Al-Khanbashi discusses sustainable food security programs with WFP director.
Prime Minister reaffirms full support for central bank independence and economic stability.
STC armed group assaults the solidarity protest with Saudi Arabia in Mukalla.
Welcome back and to the details. In a key meeting today at the Presidential Palace in Aden, member of the Presidential Leadership Council Mahmoud al-Subayhi met with the Minister of Information Muammar al-Iryani to discuss media strategies aimed at restoring the state and countering the Houthi insurgency. Al-Subayhi emphasized the crucial role of the media in combating the Houthi militias, which he said are attempting to turn Yemen into a proxy for Iran's expansionist agenda. He urged a unified national media approach to support the government's efforts to strengthen national unity. Minister al-Iryani outlined the ministry's upcoming plans and affirmed the government's commitment to supporting media initiatives to rally public support for the Presidential Leadership Council in its fight against the Houthi insurgency.
Member of Presidential Leadership Council Hadramaut, Governor Salim Al-Khanbashi met with WFP Director Daniel Mendes in Mukalla to strengthen the partnership between local authorities and international organizations operating in the province. Al-Khanbashi praised the WFP's efforts, emphasizing the local government's commitment to facilitating the success of international projects, especially those transitioning from humanitarian relief to sustainable development. During the meeting, Dr. Mendes outlined the WFP's activities in Hadramaut, including both current and future interventions in various humanitarian sectors. He commended the ongoing cooperation with local authorities, highlighting their active partnership in executing several projects across the province. He also emphasized the WFP's shift from emergency aid to sustainability-focused initiatives aimed at improving livelihoods and fostering self-resilience in the communities they serve.
Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Dr. Shaya al-Zindani reaffirmed the government's full support for the independence of the Central Bank of Yemen, emphasizing its vital role in ensuring financial and monetary stability. During a meeting in Aden with the Central Bank's Board of Directors, led by Governor Ahmed Ghalib, the Prime Minister discussed the latest financial and economic developments. He highlighted the importance of empowering the Central Bank to navigate current economic complexities and stabilize Yemen's economy. The meeting also addressed the challenges, including liquidity shortages and the need for the strategic adjustments, alongside discussions on ongoing consultations with the International Monetary Fund on Yemen's economic reform trajectory.
Minister of Defense Major General Tahir Al-Uqaili met with military and security leaders in Marib to assess the needs of the armed forces and address any challenges they face, particularly those stationed on the front lines fighting against the Iran-backed Houthi militias. Al-Uqaili, along with the Chief of Staff General Saghir bin Aziz and senior security officials, praised the steadfastness of the armed forces in defending the Republic and the dignity of Yemen. He conveyed the greetings of the leadership, including President Rashad Al-Alimi, the President of the Presidential Leadership Council, and Prime Minister Shaya al-Zindani, affirming the government's commitment to meeting the forces' needs with full transparency and accountability. He stressed the importance of maintaining high readiness and dedication to completing the liberation mission, describing Marib as the key to victory due to its strategic significance. Al-Uqaili also highlighted the ongoing effort to reform and unify political decision-making under the leadership of the Presidential Leadership Council. The minister expressed deep gratitude to Saudi Arabia for its continued support and solidarity with Yemen in the face of Iranian-backed aggression.
In an address at the 43rd meeting of the Arab Interior Ministers' Council today, Interior Minister Major General Ibrahim Haidan renewed Yemen's firm condemnation of Iranian attacks on regional countries, emphasizing that these actions violate sovereignty and destabilize the region. Minister Haidan conveyed greetings from President Rashad Al-Alimi, reaffirming Yemen's commitment to enhancing security and cooperation with our partners in combating various forms of crime, including human trafficking and cybercrime. He stressed that Yemen's long struggle against Iranian-backed militias, which have targeted state institutions and threatened neighboring countries and vital shipping routes, requires a united Arab stance. He called for an urgent collective response to counter Iran's destabilizing actions in the region, highlighting that any threat to one Arab country is a threat to the entire Arab world. Yemen remains committed to strengthening security and the rule of law, with full support from its Arab allies.
On the international affair, Yemen has strongly condemned the Israeli Knesset approval of a law allowing the execution of Palestinian prisoners, describing it as a dangerous escalation and a clear violation of international humanitarian law. Ministry of Foreign Affairs issued a statement condemning the law which permits executions without judicial consensus as a blatant attempt to legitimize the systematic killings of prisoners. The statement emphasized that this decision undermines human values and disregards international efforts aimed at achieving justice. Yemen reaffirmed its rejection of Israel's continuous violations against the Palestinian people, including military escalation in the West Bank and Gaza, restricting access to religious sites in Jerusalem. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs also denounced any attempts to alert historical and legal status of the holy sites in Jerusalem. Yemen warned that this aggressive escalation threatens regional security and stability and called on the international community to take decisive action to protect Palestinian prisoners and ensure compliance with international law.
In an effort to foster sustainable development amidst regional turmoil, Dr. Afrah Hazouba, the Minister of Planning and International Cooperation, met with the UNFPA representative to Yemen, Francisco Gualtieri, to discuss ways to enhance collaboration on key development initiatives. Dr. Hazouba emphasized the ministry's role as the main coordinator for development efforts in Yemen, highlighting the importance of using data and statistics to inform national policies, especially amid current challenges. The minister also shared the ministry's vision for a comprehensive national development plan, the first of its kind in years, focusing on integrating efforts across sectors. Both sides discussed strengthening partnerships to implement sustainable development goals, support capacity building, and address critical issues like reproductive health, youth empowerment, and improving data accuracy.
In a continuation of international diplomatic discussions, Minister of Transport Mohsen Al-Umari met with U.S. Ambassador to Yemen Stephen Fagan to discuss enhancing cooperation in transportation sector amid the country's ongoing challenges. The discussions focused on the current status of air, land, and maritime transportation, the activities of Yemen's ports, and the hurdles faced by the sector due to the country's exceptional circumstances. Minister Al-Umari reaffirmed the government's commitment to rehabilitating vital transport sectors, aiming to improve services for citizens and facilitate movement and trade. He highlighted efforts to rehabilitate infrastructure and enhance performance across the transport sector. Ambassador Fagan commended Yemen's recent measures to strengthen state institutions and improve service sector's performance, particularly in transportation. He expressed continued U.S. support for Yemen's stability and development efforts. In a separate meeting, Minister Al-Umari also discussed transport cooperation with the French ambassador to Yemen, Catherine Kerm-Kamen. They reviewed bilateral cooperation in air, land, and maritime transportation with a focus on improving infrastructure and service efficiency. The talks also addressed rising insurance fees imposed by shipping companies and the ministry's directive held them, as well as the operational status of Yemen's key land crossings, including Wadia and Shahan. Minister Al-Umari emphasized the ministry's commitment to expanding cooperation with France and benefiting from its expertise in transport sector development. Ambassador Kerm-Kamen reiterated France's support for Yemen's government and transport sector, affirming the continued collaboration between the two countries.
Back on the Women Development Affairs, Minister of State for Women's Affairs, Dr. Ahad Jassous, has emphasized the importance of strengthening partnerships with the World Bank, particularly in empowering women economically, by supporting small and medium-sized enterprises. During her meeting in Aden with key World Bank officials, including the Vice President for the Middle East and North Africa, Othman Dioune, and Regional Director Stefan Gumbert, Dr. Jassos discussed the significant challenges faced by women in Yemen. She stressed the need for sustainable programs that enhance women's economic and social empowerment, especially in these challenging times.
In a meeting with journalists in Aden today, the European Union Ambassador to Yemen, Patrick Simonet, confirmed the EU's full support for Yemen's government in posting revenue generation through technical assistance. He emphasized that increasing revenue key to enhancing public services, stabilizing the economy, and creating job opportunities for the youth. Simonet also praised the Yemeni government's efforts to stabilize the country and unit security and military forces, which have encouraged the EU to increase its on-the-ground support. He highlighted the EU's commitment to aiding Yemen's political and humanitarian process, promoting peace and supporting the United Nations efforts. The ambassador also noted the EU's support for the country's cultural heritage, announcing the reopening of the Arwa Cinema in Aden with the help of UNESCO.
Deputy Foreign Minister Mustafa Nu'man held a comprehensive virtual meeting today with the heads of Yemen's diplomatic missions across the Americas and Asia to discuss the current political situation amid ongoing regional challenges. The meeting, attended by ambassadors and mission heads from countries such as the US, China, Pakistan, and Japan, focused on the ongoing war and Iranian aggression impacting the region. The diplomats presented the reports on the latest developments and shared valuable insights to strengthen Yemen's ties with the countries where they are stationed. Deputy Minister Nu'man expressed gratitude for the efforts of the heads of missions, despite the difficult circumstances they face, and assured that their recommendations would be presented to Yemen's leadership for further action.
In unprecedented escalation, armed elements from the dissolved Southern Transitional Council disrupted solidarity rally in Mukalla, Hadramaut today in support of Saudi Arabia and the Gulf states. Reports indicate that the armed group stormed the event, destroying the platform in attempt to halt the demonstration. Local security forces intervened swiftly, removing the disrupted group from the site. The incident comes at a sensitive time with local leaders suggesting that the council's actions reflect its failure to regain political influence and further alienate its support base. Meanwhile, in a strong show of unity, a massive rally was held in Ghaida al-Mahra Governorate, with thousands of Yemeni expressed unwavering support for Saudi Arabia and the Gulf states, condemning Iranian attacks threatening regional security. The rally, attended by the political leaders and community figures, reaffirmed the importance of Gulf security to Yemen's own security and regional stability. Partners also called for unity in confronting Iranian threats and supporting regional peace efforts.
That was the news bulletin from SABA satellite channel from Marib. Thank you for watching. Have a good time.
Have a good time.